We're on recording now. Um, okay, we have about 1 minute in the house, and let's see who else again is with us. Um, okay, we have Melody, we have Mochida. So these are three students, and I suppose these are regular faces. Please, if you can reach out to some of your friends, let's be our brother's keeper. Kindly reach out to them. It's very important. Maybe some of them are taught the class wouldn't be held, which is not true. We understand the sensitivity and the priority of this class. Definitely, all classes will be held, except issues or matters beyond our management. Okay, so please, you can reach out to them. There is a WhatsApp group. You can also drop it there. Ask them to join in. Class has started. It's very important. And this is how to continue to advance your success possibility. All right. So in the last two sections, of which you have videos for relearning, for review. The first video talks about how to write informal letters, and what we did was to learn how to write informal letters through a student sample or a student script. We did the evaluation ourselves, and we learned a lot of things from that paper. We in the second section, the focus was on formal letter. We learned about that, and a lot of possibilities. Well, just like I've mentioned, um, those two areas, to the best of my knowledge, you don't expect to be assisted. Just, that kind of unrighteous assistance that students get these days. All right, we cannot pretend it's not a reality. It's a modern reality for us in this country, and it has been on for some times now. Okay, where students are assisted with okay, just like we mentioned, you know, so there's no way the system would have prepared a different letter for everybody. It is not logical. Okay, and at the same time, you agree with me that it is just going to be totally senseless if three, four, five people are writing the same letters. And that was why I had to start with, that area where you may seem helpless. All right, manners are not going to fall from heaven in those areas. Okay, so we're done with that part. Today, which is the third section, we are focusing on word replacement. We're also going to be focusing on grammatical names and functions. Well, depending on if we have the time, we should also talk about figure of speech. Those three areas are very key and germane in the course of comprehension. There's going to be a passage or a comprehension for us to study. At the end of the comprehension, there will be questions. Beside questions that border directly on the information supplied in the text, you will have to replace some words. Some words are going to be underlined, 5 words, and you'll be asked to replace them. That's another area where you need help, and that's another area where you need to be distinguished, because I don't understand. There are many synonyms in English. All right, let's say you have the word excited. Why a total number of 40 students will have the same word to replace excited? It doesn't make any sense to anyone. You see, and that's what we're talking about. So there are areas where you also need to personally intervene, even if this unholy help comes around. You can just apply logic to it. Be logical and practical about it. All right, 50 students in the hall, and all the 50 students will have the same word to replace each word. Roman figure 1, amazement, they use the same word. Roman figure 2, assistance, the same word. Roman figure 3, select, the same word. 50 students using the same word to replace 5 different words. You see, you and I understand that this is bullshit. All right, it only suggests, it is clear evidence that this is not a serious WIC center. And also, you have also provided the marker with evidence that cheating took place in the exam. It is not until it's not until a student is caught or arrested with malpractice or with extraneous material. That's enough to tell that cheating took place in that center. That's just enough. to say cheating took place in that center. So we need to do our best to do, to distinguish ourselves in those areas that are very that are cogent. So I'll be talking to you about those areas where I know if you get into the exam, you can be silly to do the same thing as the other people. All right, so let's get a passage on the screen. And then I'm going to start with word replacement. I think today we just have about 4 or 5 people, in the section with us. We don't know why. You can continue to reach out to them. It's an exam, and we need to continue to be a brother's keeper. We do not benefit nothing from anybody's failure. It doesn't make us, it doesn't make us super successful. If you can reach out to any, you have a friend, you have the numbers, the group number, whoever you can reach out to, please do. All right, so let's go on. All right, so we have this passage. This is exactly from your past question paper. We're told to read the following passage carefully and answer the questions in it. Okay, of course, as usual, we have the passage, and of course, we have the questions. We can see question 1. Why were the students usually in suspense before the prize giving day? We're not going to be answering those questions, all right, because they are all about your ability to read. If you read your question properly, then you should be able to answer the question. All right, but we'll be focusing on something like this E. What grammatical name is given to this expression? Okay, as it is used in the passage. Well, in case you are asking, but this one too, most likely we should not have the same word. I agree with you because you're not going to change your perception of the answer because somebody has called this adjectival clause. So if it's an adjectival clause, it's going to be adjectival clause throughout. So this one is understandable if everybody copies the same thing. What is the function in the sentence? We'll talk about this. So there's a need for us to talk about what's it called? There's a need for us to discuss the possibility of grammatical names and functions. You guys have learned about them, but we're going to see if we can make any difference. Then secondly, figure of speech. What figure of speech is this as used in the passage? We'll also talk to you about that. And then the third one is word replacement. For each of the following words, find another word or phrase which means the same and which can replace it as it is used in the passage. To this one, there are 5 words. The first one is memorable. They are all going to be easy words. Memorable, we have figure, we have amazed, we have mania, we have protracted, then we have plied. 6 words. Okay, so let's start with the last one, which is what we call word replacement. So I'm going to move this to the next slide. I'll take it back later. So this is what I want to teach. So this is what we're going to teach. Word replacement. Now, you may be wondering, what's the big deal about word replacement? You're going to find out now. It's a very tricky and sensitive part of that exam. There are rules. For each of the following words, find another word or phrase which means the same and which can replace it. Please mark this word as it is used in the passage. Which can replace it as it is used in the passage. This is a powerful expression. All right. So, in case you're not aware, there are rules that guide this word replacement. All right. So it's not just about let's say another word for memorable. But it not be like that too. Okay, not be like that. Let me give you an example. Think about this word. Capital. Okay, or let's say we have this word money. Why would you read the passage? We get one place. This is just an example, okay, which is very important. We can't realize, say, you get one place where they write money. Oh, sorry, I messed up. You get one place where they write money. They can't underline them. Okay, now, you gotta go look for another word with replace them. I think I'm messing up. Okay, so you need to go look for another word. We're going to replace this word money. You see, that's why that expression word on the line is very, very important as it is used in the passage. The first thing that will come to your mind is, Baba, money get many synonyms. For example, okay, let me even ask you guys, okay, let's start thinking about this. Money has so many synonyms. All right, you can unmute or use the text in case you prefer that. Talk to me. What are the ways you know that can replace money? Yeah, I want to. Okay, somebody say cash. Okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, which one again? Okay, so somebody said cash. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, which one again? Who is talking to us? Fund. Okay, which one again? Please, you can help me. You can say more than two words in case you have more. There are quite many. Okay, cash fund. Which one again? Okay, so we'll say currency. Yeah, that's correct. Oh yeah, come up, come with more ideas. Currency. Okay. Oh yeah. Which one be the next one? Who is helping again? Who is coming up with more ideas? Other ways that can replace money. We have three. We have cash. We have phone. We have currency. Okay. So assume those were the only three you guys could cough out. So I'm going to improve on this. You see, revenue and money now. Capital. Capital money now. I'm going to add to this one. So we have cash, fund, currency, revenue, capital. Um, say profit save na money now. When you talk about profit, na money they talk about. Finance, na money now. Um, Dividend. Dividend is the money you are paid for having a share in the bank or something. Dividend save na money now. Royalty na money. Royalty is the money you pay to a writer. When a writer writes, sometimes there are writers are being engaged to write for society. Okay, like the village headmaster. It is possible. We be say now Jam will ask the man say make him write one novel for them. We go talk about something like this, and they go pay the man. So the money that man is going to be paid is called royalty. That kind of money now royalty they call it. So you have honorarium. This honorarium now, if you be Christian, say the pastor invite pastor, you go give the pastor one small change. Now money now, they call them honorarium. So money has so many names. All right. Another one is capital. Okay, we've written capital. Okay, that's fine. All right. I think we're okay with this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Imagine 10 words to replace just only one word. You see, and that is why you have been told, as it is used in the passage. Let me give you an example. As it is used in the passage. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have a question that says, the pastor was given, the pastor was given an honorarium. Okay, so they can't underline honorarium, can't say, oh yeah, oh, think about another word which replaces honorarium. Let me tell you, the truth is, if you go replace this honorarium with, let's say, okay, for example, capital money now. If you replace them with capital, sure you see, this is a nonsense now. How you go replace that with capital? Yeah, capital is money, but capital and money where they still start business. Sure, they give pastor money, make go start business now. Okay, let me say you give the pastor money, make go start business. Sure, you see, even though honorarium means money, but we cannot use capital to replace it. let's think about another one. Even though ordinary means money, you not go fit use what? You not go fit use profit, where you also mean money. You not go even fit use finance. I go say the pastor was giving finance. You know they give person finance. It don't make sense. That's why this the instruction says as it is used in the passage. If you say finance, it don't go make sense. I mean, you don't hear anybody saying go give you finance. You know they make any sense. So you can't. That means you have used finance wrongly. Okay, you can also use finance. There are many words you can use. Even though they all mean what? They all mean money. You can use royalty. The pastor don't write book now. Why they say won't give out royalty? You see, you know we call them what? You know we call them royalty. You also they wrong. All right. So this see what we're very careful. So it's not all about we not gonna know another word for money, but you need to relax. It is there is a strong instruction or a strong warning as it is used in the passage. So in this case, we'll be wrong to use money. The pastor was given money. That one makes sense. And besides, now money you give them. Okay, so this is going to be right. Okay, even though what will be capital money, what will be finance money, what will be royalty money, but they know they appropriate. So when you come across something like this, you guys don't even think in this direction. What comes to your mind is, I will not go know another word for money. You tell the person, oh boy, me, I don't write this one. Yeah, you say write this one. What are the thing match, no match? What's it concern you? Okay, then at the end of the day, when we get to see the results, a lot of people who think they have done an intelligent job feel frustrated. You actually thought you had done that. You didn't do it. You didn't do a good job. All right. So please use your, you can unmute or use your emoji text. Is this clear? This is the first message I'm passing about word replacement. That words may be synonymous, but you must exercise caution. Because two words are synonymous, maybe say they replace each other. How many of you agree with that fact? Okay, that's fine. Good, good, good. That's fine. So that's the first thing I've said. So be very careful. If you look at the question, now small word and go to give her now. You go to feel like say, we're not gonna know this one. But not trick. As the word is small, they know say you don't go one thing. You go just speak any word will come your mind. It doesn't work that way. We're not gonna know memorable. We're not gonna know figure. Now that's in a trick. Oh. If you're not be careful, you can just go choose another word. We're not gonna go. Okay, so that's it. Now, what's the second thing I need to teach you about word replacement? All right, so the second thing I want to teach you about word replacement is that you must to pay attention to capitalization or pay attention to letter case. So the first one is pay attention to the most appropriate synonym. That looks like the first rule. So I'll call this one rule number one. Then rule number two, pay attention to letter case. This will not be just not be smart, you know. Now you go to say a simple question. Rule number two now. So what do? Pay attention to letter case. That means it matters. The word you want to replace. Okay. So the word you want to replace now. If you look at the, I'm sure we can still see some of those questions were given in the passage. See how they write that memorable. You see that memorable and small hemo, which means okay. So okay, this one okay. This one a capital M. We can write another we go be small m. See, if you have this capital M and you want to replace it, you have to replace it with another word that will begin in capital letter. Yes. For example, memorable, you can say unforgettable. Because that M na capital M, you guys use start your own too. So by the time you want to write yours, you write unforgettable. Letter case matter. Oh. Okay, this second one now. This one got this one. So this second one, the U go going to be small letter U. Okay. So that's the second rule. Now, big deal, oh, if you go to say, so you have to pay attention to this letter case. That's rule number two. Now, rule number three, you have to pay attention to the article in case that word has an article before it. Number three, pay attention to pay attention to the article preceding the word. Where it is used. Okay, or when it is used. Now, look at these two words. An amazing, an amazing woman. They can't say no change this word. No find another word, we're going to replace this word. An amazing woman. You see? Now you won't come replace her. You can't look amazing. Okay, let's think about some of the words that we can use instead of amazing that will also make sense in this context. An amazing woman. Which other words can we use? Hmm? All right, please type out the word. Which other word can we use instead of amazing? Okay, if that doesn't make sense, I think I have one here. Say a beautiful woman. Okay, that's an intelligent woman. And now you want to replace the word intelligence. Let's say sample answer. Here you can say, okay, you can change that intelligent to brilliance. Oh boy, you don't feel it. Even though intelligent means the same thing as brilliant, you have missed it. Because this is what you have actually done. What you have done is that you have actually written something like, brilliant woman. Now, what you don't do that. Okay, and you know that's bad English. Okay, you cannot say I'm brilliant woman. Can you see? It's a big deal. So you have the candidate has messed up. You must pay attention to the article preceding the word. Now, and come before the word, an intelligent woman. So you have to think about another word that would accept that and. So now we can now think about this one. So we can now say exceptional, an exceptional woman. Okay, and so if I use the word exceptional, that is but brilliance is wrong. Why? Because of the article. You see, so you pay attention to the article. How far? So this thing makes sense to you? Alpha. Is it making some sense to you? Okay, yeah, thank you. But see that it don't make sense to you, Abi. So that we will feel so that we will fit teach another thing. So as this thing they now. Now like this one I learn am for class. You can use your mic or send it text. Did you guys learn it this way in the classroom? So we should know whether we need to move to something else. Let me know if the teacher has done. No, I'm asking, was this the way you guys learned in the classroom, in your whole school? Okay, good, that makes sense. All right, so we just need to verify since you have learned it. So this is more or less a revision for you then. Okay. Then number four, pay attention to, oh, we talked about that. Number four, do not use more than one word. Do not use more than one word. For some people, do not use, do not use more than, do not use more than one word. For some people, let's say, okay, now the word they want to replace it, let's use the same word. Let's say they want to replace this word intelligence. All right, you can find, let me say, sample answer. You can find the student answer this way. The student will say something like brilliant slash exceptional. You don't feel am. Now one word is make it a replace am. So do not use more than one word. You have missed it if you do this. All right. Then I think these four rules can guide you. The brilliant ones. Okay, so with this, we cannot go back to the questions. I will ask you guys to replace come and replace the underlined words yourself. So let's go underline them in the passage because you need to pay attention to them as used in the passage. Okay, so we have memorable. All right, think about another word to replace that. Uh, we have figure. So type out your answer. Which other word can replace figure? I hope I'm going to remember that. We have figure. Okay, then we have amaze, mania, protracted. This is amaze. Where is mania? Okay, this is mania. This is protracted. Uh, do the first three and send me your answers. Type out your answers. How would you replace memorable, figure, amazed? Pay attention to the letter case. Don't say you made a mistake. The way you go do type out for exam, the word way you go use. All right, so we're waiting. Just 2 minutes. Are we working on this? Memorable figure. Oh, good. Now, Lucas, you can see you didn't pay attention to your letter keys. I know, say whether my computer done like that, but you have to pay attention to that. The word you want to replace memorable, the M na small m. You don't use okay. Okay, so Matilda, yeah, she was cautious about the letter case. Amazed, surprised. Let's see. See that amazed where you change. That amazed get deal. Amazed. Okay, but more can read. Students were amazed. That means students were surprised. That surprise is supposed to get deal. They were amazed. They were surprised. They don't feel more. So I didn't add that. The tenses, please. That would have been the fifth rule. You have to pay attention to the tenses. Amazed, past tense. Surprised, past tense. Is that okay, Matilda? Each of
Yes, sir.
them an important figure in the town. Okay, an important person. Yeah, person makes sense. Okay, I think that's okay. Uh, which one is joyful? David, which one is joyful? Is he number two? I've seen your unforgettable. Which one did you? Okay, person. I suppose the person should be for number two. The number three students were joyful at this time. Oh, okay, yeah, that's correct too. Joyful is correct. All right, joyful is correct too. Mhm. Oh, no, 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 no. Joyful is wrong. If you look at this context, you see, joyful could mean amazed in the, but then in this context, see, you are saying that the student is not going to have his prize because he's still owing some school fees. How can the student be? How can the student be joyful? That's no good news. So they can't be joyful. All right. So Lucas, you missed the third one. Okay, you have to pay attention to the word as used in the passage. All right, so we have seen some examples ourselves. Now let's allow you to attempt the remaining two questions or one. Menial and protected. So let's submit our answers for menial and protected. Yeah, study your answers if you're ready. Okay, so Motoda said mania means little. Let's see, in that context, um, the little fee that I paid that year was entry doing little jobs. Can you say little jobs? Okay, at least, yeah, you have an idea. Who else is coming up with mania? But petty works more, doing petty jobs. Petty, Petty, doing petty jobs. Okay, so protracted, prolonged. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that's okay. I think we're fine with word replacement. That is it. We have shared 5 rules with you. Letter case, word appropriateness. Yeah, word appropriateness. Do not use two words. Pay attention to the article before. And the last one, pay attention to the tenses. So I think we're okay with this one. So let's move to the next to another question type. Now, question E. E says, whose outstretched hand held a fat book? What grammatical name is given to this expression? All right, we can attempt that even without going to the passage. Okay, let's go to the passage. Whose outstretched hand? Where is it? Okay, so let me talk to you about figurative, talk to you about grammatical names and functions. So what I'm going to do is just to provide you with signpost. What do we call signpost? The words you need to see to make a choice. Now, what are the possibilities? They underline one expression. They can't ask us, say, what will be the grammatical name and the function? Let's think about the possibilities. There are about 6 to 8 possibilities. Okay, so number one, that kind of thing where they underline. The first thing is it will either be phrase or clause. Now, the first thing what you need to know is that. So you need to find out. This in our phrase have been a clause. Okay, now the first thing is that. Then number two, if there's not a phrase, it could be adjective, noun, adverbial. Now these three they common. Don't be say other ones no they. We have gerund, we have infinitive, we have prepositional, but you barely find them in your questions. Okay, so that means the first thing where you need to do now to ask yourself, this is a phrase have been a clause. If not phrase, then the next thing now be say, should adjective phrase, adjective phrase, noun phrase, or adverbial phrase. And if it's a clause, you ask yourself, is this an adjective clause, noun clause, or adverbial clause? So these two steps are very important. Step one, clause or phrase. Step two, adjective, noun, or adverbial. So the first question again, you ask yourself about this in a phrase or clause. You ask yourself, is this a phrase or a clause? Once you answer that question, then the next thing is now which kind of phrase it can be, or now which kind of clause it can be. Is it adjective? Is it adverbial? And that's the way it works. So now let's help you. Okay, I think I should listen to you guys. All right. So what's the difference between phrase and clause? Very quickly. Who is talking to us? What's the difference between the phrase and clause? The first thing to do is to know whether the underlying expression is a phrase or a clause. Now, the first thing with that, now phrase have been a clause. Then the second thing is, since it can be phrase, now which kind of phrase it be? Now adjective, now noun, or adverbial. Since it can't be clause, now which kind of clause? So that's it. All right. So you guys can use your test. You can unmute. Tell me, what is the difference between a phrase and a clause? Waiting for you guys. Use your mic or send a text. What's the difference between a phrase and a clause? I'll just allow 2 minutes or even 1 minute. All right. And are they work on top of? Are you guys working on it? Difference between a phrase and a clause. Who is talking to us? Okay, now don't forget. Now look at it. The difference between them is the presence or the absence of a verb. That's number one. The presence or the absence of a verb. All right. So if the verb is absent, that's if a verb if a verb is absent, that's a phrase. If a verb is present, that's a clause. So it's all about the verb. It's all about the verb. So if the verb is absent, if a verb is absent, that's a phrase. If a verb is present, that's a clause. Okay. Unless you don't know the difference between, of course, I've been verb now. So tell me, write P to represent, write P to represent phrase, and write C to represent clause. So answer these 5 questions. Answer these 5 questions. Write P or C. Number 1. In the beautiful afternoon, at the palace. Number 2. The woman died. Number 3. Will you visit later? Number 4. The woman in black suit. Then number 5. Nobody in the word garden. Nobody in the word garden. Lives here. Then the last one. By God's grace. By God's grace. The small city. The small city by God's grace. All right, so quickly answer these 6 questions. Just write P or C, P or C, P or C. P or C, P or C, P or C. We are waiting for you guys. Just PC, 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 PC. 6 questions. Number 1, should not PRBC. 2, POC. 3, POC. 4, POC. 5, POC. 6, POC. That's all. The major difference between them is the verb. If you have the verb, that's C. No verb, that's P. Well, what did happen? David, Matilda. Okay, Sulaiman. Maybe to make it easier for you, Sulaiman, you can just write, just type the PCD. I will know the first one is number one, so you don't have to type number one again. So that can help you minimize it. Or you just write 1P, 2P, 3PC, stuff, something like that. Okay, thank you, Lucas. Let's just get a response from one more person. Okay, so we have from Melody. Also from Obama. Now, this is one thing you do. For the first one, the answer is P. Verb no dey there. So it didn't important make you sabi your verb. We are told the verb is an action word or a doing word. So number one is P, there's no verb there. Number two is C, there's a verb there. The verb is died. Number three is a C. Verb there, would. Would na verb. And another way to tell the difference between a phrase and a clause is a clause is like a sentence. A clause makes a complete sense, but a phrase doesn't make a complete sense. Now, number four. Four na P. The woman in black suit. What you can do and we don't know. So that don't make sense. The woman in black suit. What you do and we don't know. So there's no verb there. That's a P. Number five. Five is a C. Nobody in the walled garden lives here. There's a verb there. The verb is lives. Number six. The small city by God's grace. What you do the small city? We don't know. So that's a phrase. Because it don't make sense. All right. So Sadamo, did you get 6/6? How many did Sadamo get? Most of that they laugh, you get 0. So now the difference with that. Clause they make sense. Phrase don't make sense. The other difference, just look for the verb. Your verbs shall be present tense and past tense. Then learn the modal auxiliary verbs. Will, would, may, should, shall. Then be verbs, then they there, the thing will be clause. Then say them be verbs. Okay, this is what I'm going to do before we complete our discussion on phrase or clause. Still this thing them be verbs. Now you're going to try and make you remember them. All this thing them be verb. We, na verb. Anything we get present tense and past tense na verb. Anything we get present tense and past tense na verb. See should now. Get shall. Still may and might. Anything we get present tense, we get past tense na verb. See the must serve na verb. Do na verb because you get did. So the present and the past will be verb. See as na verb because in get plural, in get past tense, add. So anything we get past tense now verb. See is, you get past tense now was now verb. See are, you get past tense now way. They got no sense out of this. Look at the example we cited the last time. See die, you get past tense now died. See go, you get past tense now went. See sleep, you get past tense now slept. So that's how you recognize a verb. All right. Verb get present tense, get past tense. So if you don't know, so you could take no. Okay. We don't try for phrase and clause. So the next thing is how to know if it's a noun phrase or a noun clause. So if it's a phrase, it can be a noun phrase, adjectival phrase, adverbial phrase. If it's a clause, it can be a noun clause, adjectival clause, or adverbial clause. So we'll start with noun. Rather than noun phrase or being a noun clause, watch out for something like this. You see, if the first word, so using, okay, now, let me say identifying, let me say identifying a noun phrase or clause through the first word. So if you look at the first word of that sentence, okay, for example, the woman. What will be the first word here? The first word na D. The first word na D. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to teach here. Look at number 2. Some people. The first word na some. So whether it could be phrase or it could be clause, now you could just go find out. Should it contain verb? Verb they get present as and past tense. So if you look at the group of words, look at all the words in that sentence. Is there anyone that has a present tense that can also have a past tense? That can also help you identify your verb. Some people. So the first word now some. Okay. Maybe one example. My friend. The first word here na my. Another one. Just John and Mary. See the first word na name John. Then the next one. She's there. The first word na she. Then if you have number, let's say 10 women, number. You see, all these things, identifying a noun phrase or clause through the first word. What are we now saying in essence? If the first word is an article, what is the call article? Article na A, and or D. If the first word na article, you don't need to bother yourself. That thing could be noun something. Whether it could call be noun phrase or be noun clause, now you go find out. But that thing could be noun something. If the first word is a determiner, if the first word is a determiner, example, some, many, most, few, etc. So go find out more about determiner. That thing will be noun something. If it's a possessive, if it's what we call a possessive adjective. For example, my, your, my, your, is, their, it could be noun something. Other noun phrase or noun clause. If the first word now, noun, now itself, name of person, place, animal. Like you see, this now John, the name of person be this. Or we say goat, the name of animal be this. Or we say Lagos, the name of place be this. It will be that thing will end up as noun something. Whether it will be noun phrase or noun clause, just check for the verb. So this thing gets small formula like that. We're gonna make it easy for you. If the first two word is a pronoun, so first word, let's say that's she. Everybody says a pronoun. So that thing will be that nothing. We know that nothing be. We don't get anything what they call pronoun clause or pronoun phrase. So we still call it noun. Or if what you have is a figure, that's in a figure like number. See, we have 10, 5, 7, etc. Okay, so you're gonna still call it noun something. Okay, if I forget anyone, I will remember later. So, but this is an easy way to tell whether something is a noun, adjective, or adverb. Use your mic, your text, your emoji. So we don't do okay with now like that. So we don't try. So if you just look at the underlined word, or if you look at the underlined expression, you should be able to tell whether it's a noun, adjective, or adverbial. All right. Should I do okay like that? No, move to the next round. Oh yeah, who is talking to us? Okay, so thank you. Let's say it clear like that. Now let's go back to this question. The question that came along with look at that number, look at that E now. This question. What did that past question? We'll try answering. Look at this question now. We'll say one try answer. One try answer. The first thing to check. Say verb did this thing, I be no day. See, verb did there. Held. This held in a verb because you get past tense. The past tense now waiting old. So you get past tense. So sure you don't see. And we say you do on top. You don't get everything like that. So this is held. This is a verb. And because that's a verb, so you know for sure, because that's a verb, you know for sure this is a clause. So number one, we don't already know say this is a clause. So you get verb now, held, the past tense of old. So we don't already know say this is a clause. And there are three possibilities. It's either going to be a noun clause, adjective, or adverbial. But look at the first word. I told you, just focus on the first word. If you look at the first word, according to which I just teach you about now, you know, say the first word no be noun, it no be pronoun. it no be article, it no be quantifier, it no be quantifier, um, it no be figure. Okay, it no be anything we supposed to make what's it called? We supposed to make um a noun. Okay, therefore, this thing is not a noun. So it go either be adjective or adverbial, but no be noun. Noun means that the first word here, fit be noun, fit be pronoun, fit be figure, fit be figure, if it be article, if it be possessive pronoun. I don't give you that list. So definitely you know that this is a clause. Why? You get verb there, like held, the past of course. So that one are clause. And there are for the remaining one, if this thing are noun, you don't know what the first word will be. But the first word is none of those words we have written down. So we are now to think in terms of shall you come be adjective or adverbial. Is it now going to be adjective or adverbial? So that's the next question. Okay, so I'm helping you to, I'm helping you to make the difference between, to be able to tell is your grammatical name just by focusing on the first word. Okay, so since this one, no be now we say maybe you could be adjective or adverbial. So we need to move on to show you what adjective look like. Okay, so the next one is identifying an adjective identifying an adjective phrase or clause through the first word. Now the first word. The first word, whose. Who. Whose, who, now the type. Whose, who. That's an adjective something. What adjective clause of phrase? That's it. And maybe a preposition too. All right. So the last one, identifying an adverbial. Adverbial phrase or clause. Think about the first word too. Identify an adverbial phrase or clause through the first word. Adverbial means you're gonna have words like because, though, slash, although. If those are the first word, that's in an adverbial. Since, after, before, when, as soon as, meanwhile, there are many. Let's just say etc. So, with this knowledge, I will ask you to determine the grammatical name of the following first expressions. Number one. Mm. Number one. After she had left, it began to rain. So this part is underlined. It began to rain. Tell us, what's the grammatical name? Leave function. We're not talking about function tonight. So now you should be able to complete it. Noun phrase, noun clause, adjectival phrase, adjectival clause, adverbial phrase, adverbial clause. There are just six of them. I should be able to pick the right one. Now number two. I'll use the same expression. After she had left, it began to rain. This time around, this is what is underlined. Now number three. I like the man whose wife whose wife. Then question four. The children Okay, so let's answer questions one, two, three, four. All right, so let's deal with this. All right, type in your answers. Which kind of grammatical name be this one? We're not doing function tonight. Is it noun phrase, noun clause, adverbial phrase, adverbial clause, adjectival phrase, adjectival clause? Are we working on this? Are we working on this, please? Nobody is talking to us. Say you do okay like this, in case you guys can see them. Oh yeah, Matilda. And I know the type of answer. What's happening? This is very simple now. I don't give her clues. Or maybe you need to go back to the clues. See how to identify. You can write it down. You can draw that part. See how to identify your noun, whether it's a noun phrase or noun clause. D if it starts. D if D not the first word, some first word, my, your, all of those things. You may need to, so that's for noun. This is what you have for adjective, and this is what you have for adverb. You may need to jot them down. So it's not something tough at all. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. So that we can move to something else. We have just 11 minutes to the end of this class. I mean, they're difficult. Nobody does answer anyone since. Critical happens. Close and freeze. Don't let everybody they talk again. This close and freeze get power. Matilda, as close and freeze also overpowered you. And this Suleiman, what's happening? Close and freeze don't overpower yourself. Number four. Okay, you only did number four. You didn't do one, two, three, and more. Close and freeze don't arrest people. But the thing they seem to now. You just need to pay attention to the in case you're thinking. If you look, see, okay, yeah, adverbial clause, adjectival phrase. About me, can I see your number one? I could see your number two, number three. Or you've not done one yet. I can see your two, I can see your three. Then I can see your four. Maybe you've not done four. Oh yeah, now the last one is below the teacher another new thing onto the next class. So that we know we learned about word replacement, grammatical names. Mhm. But so that they do it from the back. Because say no easy. You first do four, you do three. Now it will be two. About me do two and three, you leave four for the teacher. We don't see David don't run. No, now Motuda number one. You know easy. Motuda do it from the last. Okay, about me, I just ever close. Now let me tell you something. If you look at the first question, after she had left, it began to rain. It began to rain is what is underlined. And the first word in that sentence is it. It is the first word. It is a pronoun. And I have told you, if the first word is a pronoun, since we don't have anything called pronoun clause or pronoun phrase, so it's going to be a noun clause or phrase. And when you look at that number one, there's a verb there. Began, the past tense of begin. So number one is noun clause. Why is it a noun clause? See the first word now. The first word are pronoun. It's not pronoun. So go and master some of those elementary stuff. It's not pronoun. So that's a noun, and there's nothing called pronoun clause or pronoun phrase. So that's a noun clause. Number two, after she had left, it began to rain. After. So now the one with the underline, you go pay attention to. After, now be the first word here for which they underline. After. If you look at the example I gave to you, oh, okay. If you look at the example I gave to you, we can even see identify an adverbial. You see, after did here. After. That's adverbial. Okay. Verb did here. Add. The past tense of as. So that's adverbial clause. Now, I know you have other things like adverbial clause of time, place, reason, but let's even deal with this one first. We'll complete those ones later. So number two is adverbial clause. Number three, whose wife? I told you if whose begins, that's adjectival. Verb did here is the present tense of was. So that is adjectival clause. Number four, the. They underline everything. The name be the first word. If article be the first word now noun, so that's a noun clause. So what's the mark it here? Okay. Let me go back and type out the answers. Then you check against what you have done. If you didn't get it, so this one is a noun clause. The second one, adverbial clause. The third one, adjectival clause. and then the last one. That's a noun clause. All right, so check this, compare this to what you have done. Oh, yeah, we get 4/4 or 3/4. But did I say 3 or 4? Okay, if you type and if you get zero, write zero there, more no say na zero. If na one, write one. No dey do ojoro. If na two, write two. You don't want the other people to see to see your score, abi? Okay, about me go to. Yeah, you tried. Now you have the notes. Oh yeah, others, let's see now. Mozilla, what did you get? About me go to. Okay, let's see, no be. So we're going to declare as an another type of answer. The other people get zero. No about me get to be that. Mozilla get zero. As she no type person you get. Blessing as zero, she get two. Okay. David gets zero. As no type, he gets zero. Uh, who is there? Someone there too. I'm sorry if I can't. Let me see. There's someone there too. Yes, Melody self gets zero because we don't see she don't type as if she don't type that way she gets zero. So David zero, Matilda zero, Melody zero. About me, now in win tonight. He gets two out of 4 questions. So what we do is once you pick up this note, go over it. I didn't want to bother you with technicalities just by paying attention to the first word. That's all. So you can tell whether it's a noun, adjective, or adverbial just by paying attention to the first word. Just by paying attention to the first word. I think with that, we have simplified it enough. You just need to go pay attention to, you know, those lines. Okay. All right. Are we okay? Are we okay? Shall we about rounding off? Okay. Okay. So that's okay. Yes. Thank you. You have this video again. Go watch them. You know they're difficult. You go see now. You go see adjective. How do they know them? Okay. Now, word, there are ways to master. If this word now be the first word, it will be noun. If this word now be the first word, it will be adjective. If this one and this one, it will be adverb. That's just all you need to master. Okay. And you can now go practice. Go back to your past question papers. All right. So check those things, those guidelines. Oh, yeah. We could let everybody they go. We'll just watch the video. I think I will emphasize in the next class. Now we'll talk about the functions and talk about summary. So in the next class, I want to talk to you about summary writing, but I'll also try complete my discussion on grammatical names. If it's a noun, adjective, adverb, we don't do that one. Also, phrase, we don't do that one. But if it's an adverb, it could be this kind of adverb, that kind of adverb. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the functions. And lastly, we'll proceed to summary writing. And after that, we don't try for the part two be that you can write letter. We have introduced you to 2 letters. You can do word replacement. You can do summary. You can do grammatical names. Those are the areas where you are almost helpless. If you don't do those areas, let me say you don't get covered. All right. So in the absence of no question, I'll say goodbye to everyone. Bye. Bye. I'll see you guys in the next section by God's grace. Bye, everyone. Yeah. Bye, everyone. Mm.